There's something very intoxicating about the way you expose the truth. I'd love to think that somewhere, amidst the absurd tattoos and controversial TikTok content, you might catch a glimpse of the love that I have for the art of truth-telling, an art that you've mastered. Why do I always attract the crazy ones?
I wanna make you understand, let you know.
So I just made a video on a TikTok creator called Internet Sweetheart. If you haven't watched the video yet, he makes TikToks going after people that leave mean comments under his videos. But it turns out, spoilers, it's basically all fake, but like fake in a not good way. It's not fake like a TV show is fake. It's more fake in a criminal way, is how I would describe it. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know nothing. But from what I do know, I think he's doing some criminal things. Anyways, whenever I make a video on someone, I always reach out and I get their side of things because journalists are supposed to do that. And not that I'm a journalist, but I like to follow the rules of journalism and I like to be fair to people. I have a lot of strong opinions. I'm a little sassy, but at the end of the day, I don't have any bad intentions when I'm making a video on someone. To this day, there's not a single person that I've covered that I have poor wishes upon. My girl Lillee and her mother, Lord Voldemort, that's her new nickname I gave her. You know, it's like Lord Voldemort, but it's Lord Voldemort.
Green Goblin, you like that?
Mr. Jameson.
Made it up myself. These weirdos all gotta have a name now.
Those two might be the first that I wish poor will on. If I knew how to do curses and black magic and stuff, I would be sending some stuff their way at this point. But even with them, I'm just still like, hey girlies, it's been 4 years. Can we move on with our life? I know you guys are currently being evicted out of your house. If only you spent those 4 years getting a degree and getting a good job, maybe that wouldn't be happening. Where were we? Oh yeah, Lillee Jean being evicted. Get a job, okay? It's been 4 years. Get a job. Go to college. Get a degree. Currently what they're doing is Lillee is uploading clips of my video on her, and then she's adding like 100 filters to it. And I'm just sat here and I'm wondering, what's the point? What's the point in all this? Isn't your channel supposed to be you trying to get hired for acting? What director is going to watch this video and think that this is a good actor? They're going to watch this video and think these people are actually insane and we're not hiring them. Also, Lillee, this watermark you use, it's really botched. It's really crooked, uneven. You've used this watermark, I think, for years now. In the 4 years that you've been harassing me, you could have also watched like one YouTube video on Photoshop. I'll tell you what, I'm going to fix this watermark for you, free of charge. This is a peace offering. Look at this. I fixed it. It took 2 seconds. It looks great. Anywho, so back to Internet Sweetheart. So I reached out to Internet Sweetheart and I asked him some questions regarding the video. The questions I asked were very boring and it was very professional. I'll pause the video if you want to read them, but I'm not going to read them because they were just like boring clarification questions. If you're a nerd, you can pause it. I won't judge. He then responded back to this email with an actually good response. He answered all of my questions. It was very professional and nice. He was lying a lot, or at the very least, not telling the truth, which I don't know if there's a difference between the two, but it sounds less aggressive to say it the second way. He was lying throughout this email. Like, for example, he says that he never solicited donations under false pretenses, but I have multiple videos of him asking for donations for legal cases that are completely made up.
My bitter, jealous, crybaby haters are filing lawsuits against me left and right. I need your Cash App donations now.
And in the same email, he actually clarifies that he has never had any legal cases, so he contradicted himself in his own response. But other than the blatant lies being told, this email was probably the best email he could have written. It was actually a little too good, and I got a little suspicious. I was like, he did not write this. So I ended up plugging this email into an AI detector website, and according to this website, it was 100% written by AI, which makes sense. I knew this face could not be connected to this email, which, you know, that might be stereotyping, but stereotypes, they exist for a reason. So I didn't respond to this email because I didn't really need to. I added what he said to the video and I was gonna move on with my life. But then he sent me another email asking me to promote his TikTok and YouTube account. Sweetheart, baby girl, the whole video is about you. The entire video is a promotion of you. What do you mean shout you out? And it's not a good promotion, by the way. Right after this email, before I could even think to respond, he sends another one. Before you post the video, I just wanted to say that my analytics on TikTok have been horrible lately. My views have decreased significantly. Numbers at an all-time low. So I guess I just wanted to say, I really appreciate you doing this for me. Heart emoji. This is where he starts to get a little flirty. They don't call him Internet Sweetheart for nothing. But this is true. His views have been really low lately. And it's because he only really gets views if he posts the fake exposed videos that I covered. He's tried making other series.
The bank is called Westpac, but it should be called Worst Pack, because how bad does a bank have to be to the point that somebody is starting up a TikTok page called Victims of Westpac?
Sorry, I'm a little sick right now, but I had to add this comment. Why is he exposing a bank? What is this? The bank isn't even American. It's it's in Australia. And all of this other stuff gets like 1% the views of his exposed videos. I also didn't respond to this email because he's clearly trolling here, and I know how trolls work. I grew up on Trisha Paytas.
I was born on the kitchen floor. I was molded by it.
I know the troll game like the back of my hand, and I also know how to deal with them. You gotta treat trolls like a child in timeout. They might be crying and throwing a fit, but if you ignore them long enough, they'll just give up and take a little nap. 15 minutes later, he then sends me another email. Prim, I think you should also advertise my Cash App username in your documentary. Funny thing about your Cash App, internet sweetheart, I think it was banned because after my video, if you search for the Cash App, nothing comes up. So unfortunately, there's not much to promote anymore, Ethan. I apologize. Now, this was the point where I decided that I was gonna start trolling him back because at this point, he sent me like 7 emails in the span of a day. And if he gets to have fun, I also wanted to have a little fun. So I finally replied and I tried to scare him a little bit. And I said, hey, Ethan, I know it's your thing to make jokes out of everything and dismiss stuff, but you've done some very serious things here. I would probably rethink your response. And I think the scare tactic worked because his response to this was to resend his original email. And then I also noticed that he added satire in big bold letters to his TikTok bio. So I think I had him shaking in his boots a little. I think my scare tactic worked. But this is where it goes off the deep end. He sends me another email the same day, by the way. We're still in the same day. In this email, he writes me what I could only describe as a love letter. The title of the email was Late Night Thoughts. And it says, from one internet sweetheart to another, you are a storyteller with a knack for uncovering the raw truths of online personas. I wanted to take a moment to address you, not as a fellow creator, but as someone who admires the way you stitch the digital world into compelling narratives. I imagine you, headphones on, editing late into the night, poring over footage in the meticulous way that you do. There's something very intoxicating about the way you expose the truth. I'd like to think that somewhere amidst the absurd tattoos and controversial TikTok content, you might catch a glimpse of the love I have for the art of truth telling, an art that you've mastered. Ethan, if you're gonna write a love letter, I want it to come from the heart, not from Chat GPT AI. This email was 100% written by AI, and it disgusts me. Maybe if you sat down and wrote this with raw emotion, who knows? I could have deleted the whole video. I can be won over very easily. It doesn't take much. But this AI slob ain't cutting it. Then, 30 minutes later, he sends me a cease and desist. At this point, I'm getting a lot of mixed vibes. You can't send someone a love letter and then 30 minutes send a cease and desist. Those two things should just cancel each other out. I'm not going to read the cease and desist because it was written by AI and it was very generic. But again, you can pause if you want to read it. Be a nerd if you want. There was one part of the email that stood out to me. He says, failure to comply within 3 days of receiving this letter will result in legal action being taken against you. At the point where I received this email, the video wasn't even out yet. So what would the legal action be? All I've done so far was send an email asking him some questions. Also, usually cease and desist letters are signed by a lawyer. I have never seen one that was signed by the person themselves. I didn't respond to the cease and desist because I saw that it was written by AI and it wasn't legit. And at the same time, I was getting a little tired at this point. This is where I started to get a little exhausted here. The next day, he sends another email. Hi, Primink. I hope this message finds you well. I'm extremely disappointed that you are not committing fully to your work on YouTube. You have had an entire 7 months to work on the new video. Okay. He wants to make fun of my upload schedule. Okay, buddy. Sir, you make TikToks. And I'm not talking down to TikTok creators, but you gotta fill 10 seconds of content. I gotta fill 30 minutes. What's the math on that? 30 times 60 divided by 10. Every one of my videos is like 180 TikToks. And I'm not making fake stuff over here, buddy pal. This stuff is a lot of work. You see all these documents? You see all this typing? This is madness. I wish I could make TikToks where I just lie and have dumb kids believe it. I would love that job. And if I recall, you had a YouTube channel that you posted videos on, but then deleted because no one watched you. You tried to do YouTube and no one watched. Your success rests in the hands of ADHD kids that only have 10 seconds of attention spans. And they only watch your videos because your face is like real life clickbait. They see your face and they get mesmerized. They're like, I can't swipe. I gotta know why this man tattooed his whole face. There must be a reason. So don't talk to me about my upload schedule until you can break 1,000 views on your YouTube podcast. Sorry, I got a little heated there. So this was the point where I decided that I was going to make a video out of all these emails because he triggered me. But I knew I needed some more emails to fill a video. And since I know how the mind of the troll functions.
And sadly, I couldn't be a Teletubby, but you know what? I became one.
I also know how to farm them. I know how to grow the troll crop. I know what they want. I know what feeds them. The secret method of dealing with a troll is you got to act unbothered. Their only objective is to get a reaction.
Dogs are mammals, right? Yeah, dogs are mammals. They're humans. Or no, they're not human. They're part of the animal kingdom that God created. I love you, Jesus.
But at the same time, you also need to give them some kind of reaction, because if you act unbothered for too long, they'll just eventually give up. It's a fickle balance, girl, with these crops. They take a mighty fine tending to. So I responded, hey, Ethan, please stop emailing me unless it's important. I don't want to have to block you. And then his response was, Prim, we are collaborating to produce a documentary together, which is now 2 days past due. What could be more important than that? See what I mean? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Me saying I was going to block him fed him. It's like a shark that just smelled a drop of blood. He's become activated. But at this point, this is when you need to reel it back in. So I responded gleefully and I said, just waiting on the sponsor's approval. Should be up soon. He then responds hours later with a poem written by AI again. And it says, Dear Primink, the YouTube sleuth. Oh, Primink, seeker of digital truth. With a mic in hand and a mind uncouth. See, this is how I know it's AI, because I have no idea what uncouth means. Person lacking good manners, refinement, or grace. Excuse me? Excuse me? When I originally skimmed over this poem, I thought he was being nice. This is actually rude. What the heck? You're diving deep where shadows play to craft an expose that slays. TikTok's sweetheart, or so they claim, but whispers trail that gilded name. A laugh, a roast, a prank, a jest, yet secrets lurk beneath a crest. Your editing sharp, your tone so dry. Who are you calling dry? Do you know what's dry? Your views on TikTok. Your TikTok views are dried up, buddy. Do you see these numbers? They look pretty low to me. Don't call me dry. I'm wet, and not in a good way. I'm wet from sweat because I don't know. I don't know where that was going. Will you unmask the sweethearts, guys? Okay, I'm done. I just can't. This is yeah. I'm done. We're moving on. The next email came 2 hours later, and it reads, I've been in touch with Lillee Jean. She let me know that you've been stalking and defaming her for quite some time now. Now you're turning your attention to me, SMH. I'll be interviewing Lillee on my page so we can get the whole story behind what's been going on here. I messed a lot of those words up. Before the video goes live, do you want to formally make a comment regarding the allegations? When I first read this email, my mouth was completely dropped to the floor. This is truly unhinged behavior, and this let me know that he was researching me, or at the very least watching my videos, because I think their plan was, when I say they, I mean Sweetheart and Erin. We'll get to Erin. That wench. Okay, maybe am I allowed to say wench? I'm sorry. I think when they found out I was making a video, they wanted to research me to find dirt on me, and their plan was to make a reaction like clap back, but the only thing they found was Lillee Jean, who's also a crazy stalker.
You sounded like 3 cats being dragged up the motorway.
So I was a little stunned by this email, but then I thought, if Ethan and Lillee went on a live stream together on TikTok, that would be the most iconic thing in the world. Because you have Ethan, who's faking all of his content, and then you have Lillee, who fakes nearly everything else. It's like a match made in heaven. And then I also thought, if they do a live stream, I can make another video reacting to it on this channel. You know, I'm thinking about the long term. I'm like, I need videos once a week. If they did this, this would have secured next week's video. So when I went to respond to him, I was trying to give him a little reaction. So I said, hey, Ethan, I think teaming up with a well-documented serial stalker is a great career move. I wish you all the best on that collaboration. Best, Primink. I think in hindsight, I needed to act a little more scared, because I think my response scared him from doing it if they were actually planning. The next email Ethan sent was another weird poem thing, and I'm gonna read this one because I don't think it's written by AI. He says, Primothy, oh Primothy, this expose will not be earning you an Academy Award. You are not the first to come along, poking around, asking questions. No, this ridiculous claims and wild goose chase has all been done before. The articles have a way of disappearing. Statements somehow get retracted. It is a strange phenomenon indeed. See, I think he wrote this one because it kind of doesn't make sense. It reads like a mob boss telling a reporter they better stop poking around or they're gonna get got. It's a little ominous. Okay, how many emails do we have left? Oh my God. Okay, we're gonna speed run the last few. So a couple days later, I was now 3 days late to posting the video from the original due date that I gave Ethan. So he sent me an email thanking me for canceling the video. I see that you have had a change of heart about posting the video. Praise be! You have earned my gratitude and respect. This choice will ultimately be most favorable to us both. May the Lord open. Does anyone here know what may the Lord open means? Does that mean something to anyone? Because I'm lost. Next email is titled Christmas Gift. Primincubus. That's a cute nickname. I would like to send a Christmas gift to you as a token of my appreciation for you scrapping your video project centered on me. Do you have a P.O. box? Okay, fun. He then sends another poem, probably written by AI. That's fun. Then the video goes live and I was expecting him to send me an email, but he never did. So I decided I wanted to pull a Uno reverse. So I sent him an email and I asked him if he liked the video. And his response was a little mean. He tried to debunk some of the claims in my videos. He says he's never done meth, but I never said he did meth. The only thing I said was that he had drug charges and they're actually for heroin, not meth. He then lists a bunch of people that he has gotten tattoos of who are actually real people. But again, I don't see how this debunks anything because I never said that the tattoos were fake. I said he was getting tattoos of random people. Like, for example, Lillee from the Do We Know Them podcast. She did an episode on Internet Sweetheart with her co-host named Jessie. And Internet Sweetheart ended up getting a tattoo of Jessie's newborn baby. So arguing that he does have tattoos of real people only makes him look worse. You had 7 months to research and prepare for this moment. And this is what you came up with? LOL. Rude. He was no longer being flirty here. I think at this point he was actually angry, but he was trying to hide that he was angry. So I decided to reply and I say, I thought you would have been more nice, not gonna lie. I regret asking. Who's being trolled now, sweetheart? You thought you could troll me? You can't troll the troll, buddy. I know all these games. Trisha, she raised me well.
If you guys don't know, I had a vampire earlier this year in my house. It was stealing my tampons. You guys, I did a period mukbang eating show.
Okay, there's a bit more emails, but they aren't really anything good. I did end up sending him an email a few days after the upload, and I wrote a paragraph with genuine advice. Like, I told him exactly what I think he should do and how he should respond and what he should do in the future if he wants to succeed. The message I wrote came from the heart. I actually meant everything I said, but then he just instantly dismissed the message. So, you know, I tried to help him and he didn't want any of it. So I'll pause the rest of the emails that I've received if you want to read them, but we're going to move on. Now we need to move on to the updates. So after the video came out, Internet Sweetheart changed his profile picture to fraud, and then he and Erin added my full legal name to their TikTok pages. I don't understand why they instantly jumped to doxing. There was a time on YouTube where feuds were fun. Back in like 2016 when creators hated each other, they just made diss tracks. Now we have these freaks that instantly jump to doing all these weird behind the scenes shenanigans. A viewer also sent me DMs where they had messaged Erin, and Erin was telling them the names of my family members. Erin, you cretin, I did not forget about you. You're gonna get the finale, darling. But what I'm trying to say is there's no fun in this. The viewers don't care. I no longer care. You're not making views. Whenever someone doxes me, the only thing that happens is I screenshot it and then I send it to my lawyer who puts it in a file storage vault. And eventually, if there's enough evidence, we file a restraining order. Like, that's all that happens. We could have had diss tracks. Diss tracks would have been so fun. They also began spreading this rumor that me and Sweetheart were ex-lovers that had a falling out. Sweetheart added that I'm his ex-lover to his bio, which I actually thought was funny. But what's weird is that they were also doing it behind the scenes. So in those DMs I mentioned, Erin was firmly pushing the idea that me and Ethan are lovers. Like, she was like repeatedly, consistently repeating that me and Ethan were sexual lovers, and that's why I made the video. I'd like to take a second and clarify, we aren't lovers. I don't really mind tattoos, but when they cover 90% of someone's face, I'm really not into it. I actually have a theory as to why they're saying me and Sweetheart are lovers. I think they watched the video where I yelled at Turkey Tom for calling me gay, and I think they believe that I was actually mad at that, so they concocted this master plan to convince everyone I'm gay lovers with Ethan because they think that I get really upset if people call me gay. The thing is, I don't care that Tom called me gay. It was just fun banter. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I have made tweets on my Twitter where I call myself gay. I have also made tweets on my Twitter where I call myself straight. The entire joke is that I like confusing people. I like when I see comments of people where they're like, is Primink gay? Primink said he's a twink. Is he gay? Primink, you're gay fishing. I think Primink's straight. Primink said he's straight, but he acts gay. And when I read those comments, I smile. I made Turkey Tom call me gay in 4 different videos. It's funny. Now we're on to Erin. Erin, you I'm trying to think of other words other than wench. I don't even know what wench means. Wench. Oh, I spelled wrench. How do you spell wench? Wench. A dirty pirate hooker. a dirty You know, that's fitting. I agree. I was actually planning on apologizing to you, Erin, because in my video, I called Erin a cult member, and afterwards, I thought maybe that was a little too harsh. But then, Erin decided to add my full name to her bio, and she's DMing people names of my family members. So, Erin, I retract my apology. You are a cult member, and your cult isn't even a good one. Some cults have benefits. You know Tom Cruise? He's treated like a king at Scientology. That guy, he's got like personal assistants that follow him around all day, giving him everything he could ever want. Your cult leader is being arrested once a year, and he's gay. So, so he won't even sleep with you. In terms of how cults go, I think you could do better. After Erin did this, I also started looking over her TikTok page, and she had other TikToks on her page where she was trying to find other people's addresses.
24 people replied to me with your address. All the same one. Like, these people were just sitting on it, just sitting, waiting for somebody to come through and finally shut you up.
And personally, Erin, I think you're a little too old to be doing these silly games. I was told never to ask a woman her age, but I wasn't told not to guess. And I'm guessing you are like 33 years old doing this childish stuff. It reminds me of when I was like 10 years old playing Call of Duty and someone would get on the mic and they would be like, I have your IP. Wait. You are 33. Maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing your age, but you look 33 and you need to grow up. You don't scare me. I've dealt with Lord Voldemort for 4 years. I'm numb to all of this. When you're too busy fighting Voldemort, Bellatrix just seems like a crazy aunt with too many cats. It's all about perspective here. And I know this all might sound a little harsh, but just trust me. I've watched her TikToks. She is not a good person.
How can you be ugly inside and out? You are just disgusting. You better keep my name out of your mouth. And this is my final warning.
She's the embodiment of someone that was bullied in high school for being emo, and now that they're 30 years old, they are taking it out on everyone they see. Erin, just go to therapy like the rest of us, and you can come out a better person. We could have had a good time. A diss track would have been so fun, but you guys have ruined that. You guys have ruined the fun, and I'm glad your Cash App got deleted, and I hope you're being investigated by the police. And if you're not, and you keep this up, I will personally write a letter to the local police. I will do it. I'll have my lawyer sign it. A real lawyer, not a fake AI written lawyer, buddy. Anyways, also, Ethan, I hid you from my channel because you were making like 50 comments fighting with people, and it was a little obsessive. And also, you don't get to troll my audience if you and your cult member are doing this weird doxing stuff. So you've lost those privileges and you're in timeout. If you make a TikTok apologizing and you call off Bellatrix, then maybe I'll unhide you. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the video. Join the Discord if you haven't. I just nuked it and we redid everything, and it's a fun time. All right, bye. Love ya. Not gay though, in a straight way. I love women.
How easy it would be to fall for you, but that of course is something I won't do.